The gaming industry is absolutely cooked right now, where the dominant headlines are usually about a studio shutting down, some AI slop being discovered, or the prices increasing for the billionth time. Things are just going down the crapper right now. And I can really pinpoint the moment where everything seemed to change, which was about a year ago around this time, where the Switch 2 Nintendo Direct occurred, where they announced everything besides the price for the actual console. They waited until after, and we ended up seeing that it was a 700 Canadian dollar machine. And now, Nintendo isn't the reason why this all happened. We were actually in the middle of a bunch of tariffs being issued by the US, and there's a RAM shortage and all of that, but everything has been extremely negative over the past year, and especially over this past week, where we've seen PlayStation increase their prices dramatically. We've seen Xbox do so much. We've seen Epic Games lay off 1,000 employees, and even Nintendo increased the price of the Switch 1. So we're going to cover that all in this video, so make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe with your thoughts. And yeah, let's start with PlayStation, because this is the most recent of news, where PlayStation has actually decided to increase the price of every single bit of their hardware, even down to the PlayStation Portal. So the PS5, this is the second increase in prices, by the way. The PlayStation 5 went from $550 to $650. The PlayStation 5 Digital Edition went from $500 to $600, $100 increase. The PlayStation Pro, holy crap, $750 to $899. By the way, for those that are, for my Canadian audience, that is $1,100 Canadian. We've officially hit the $1,000 mark. And the PS Portal, of course, went from $199 to $249. That is a dramatic increase. And not only is that a dramatic increase, that is actually the second time in the past year that PlayStation has increased the price of their hardware. And that is a terrible thing to have happen, especially considering Xbox is not far behind. In fact, we covered this on the channel, where the Series S went from $300 to $400, and the Series X went from $500 to $650, and that was the second increase in prices over the past year as well. So this is a dramatic shift from where we were a year ago. In fact, I actually got my PlayStation during the holidays, where I think it was about 500 Canadian, and that was cheap. And I thought that we were gonna see maybe chill out from the price increases, but no, this has been a consistent theme over the past year, where I don't believe this has ever happened before in the gaming industry, where we've had every console maker has increased the price of some of their active hardware. Even Nintendo went from $300 for the normal Switch to $340. OLED went from $350 to $400, and even the Switch Lite went from $200 to $230. Now, those aren't huge increases, but they're still increases on hardware that was 8 years old and now 9 years old, which is, again, not a great look. And this is an industry-wide problem, where prices just continue to go up, and the economic impact cannot be ignored. But instead of the rich companies taking some of the brunt of this until it's over, they are passing it directly onto the consumer and making the gaming industry as a whole way more expensive to get into. Now, I remember Black Friday last year. Apparently, gaming in general did absolutely horribly. I think it was the worst year since something like 1993, where consoles barely even sold out. The Xbox actually got outsold by this little friggin' machine that you connect to the TV. It's got a little camera in it, like a little Kinect, like an Xbox Kinect in the 2020. Bro, I can't even. But it has been an unfortunate fall from a year ago, where things were genuinely, we didn't know what was going to happen, but obviously the tariffs have a huge impact on everything that's gone on. But it's not just prices that are increasing. The scrutiny surrounding just company decisions in general, such as Epic Games, they laid off 1,000 employees over the past week in regards to Fortnite, where they are generating $3 billion per year. But apparently are not breaking even. In fact, they increased the price of V-Bucks. In-game currency is no longer safe. And you want to know something that's even more crazy is the fact that they got rid of the people that made the Battle Pass and Jonesy. Genuinely, their most freaking iconic character, and they got rid of the guy that made that. Again, things are falling so far down that they can't even afford to hold on to the people that made their game so special in the first place. They've increased the price of V-Bucks. They went from, was it $12 for 1,000 to $12 for 800. Absolutely wonderful. So a 20% decrease in what you get for absolutely nothing on a digital product. And you know how far things have fallen when the least controversial news of the week is Nintendo increasing the price of physical games. I don't think they increased it, but they definitely have announced that the physical media will be more expensive than digital. And that is the least controversial news of the week. That is cooked, man. That is cooked. I can't even fathom. You know what? If you could have brought me back a year ago and given me a freaking bingo card, I don't think I'd be able to predict anything that's actually happened within the past year. I didn't think prices would get this out of hand. It is absolutely insane. Where, you know, we were praising PlayStation for being the cheap one, and then boom, 2 price increases. Xbox has just been a tire fire for so long, but they really solidified their mediocrity within the past year by increasing everything. Nintendo increasing the price of games. Just, it's ridiculous how things have unfolded. And again, it's a damn shame. It really is. It's a damn shame because instead of weathering the storm, which we need someone to step up from this and just kind of take the onus and be like, yo, we're just going to cover the cost for you so that gaming doesn't become some premium hobby. And that is exactly what's happening here, where I feel like games are so expensive nowadays, where it's getting really difficult to find that barrier to entry nowadays, where I remember back when I was a kid, games were $80 Canadian, 60 US. And over the past year, Nintendo increased the price of those by $5. And that might not sound like a lot, but adding them up, if you were to just, I mean, imagine you just got a Switch for the first time, and I get it's been 9 years, but humor me, it's been 9 years. And you finally were like, you know what, I'm going to bite the bullet, I'm going to get a Switch, and I'm going to go and buy all these games. Adding another $5 to $80, it can add up ridiculously over that time. And not to mention, Switch 2 exclusive games are now $100 Canadian. So adding that for one game, like Tears of the Kingdom in 2023, okay, that one makes sense. In 2026, where every single Switch 2 game, aside from Yoshi, which we're gonna have to see what happens there, but Switch 2 games, $80 USD, $70 USD is the benchmark, and that is a dramatic increase from where we were just for the Switch 1 era. And again, it's a really difficult thing to gauge because, again, we haven't seen all of the data. We don't know what things are going to look like because, again, it's only been a year since all of this has kind of unfolded. And I don't believe, bro, back in my day, game prices used to go down, man. Things used to go on sale. And now we're going to get things that, I mean, the PS5 and Xbox prices were, I think PS5 was what, $500 at launch? Maybe $400? I don't even know, man. It's now gone so far up to the point where the base PS5 is $650 US. Unbelievable. It is genuinely not affordable. It never really was, but at least it was like, yeah, I mean, you could get it realistically as a Christmas present. You got to put a down payment on it at this point. Like, it's genuinely insane how much the prices have increased. And I genuinely worry about the future of the gaming industry because you gotta factor in that people are, I mean, there's still there's a generation growing up with these prices, and they might not even be exposed to gaming at all because people may have just been priced out in general. Like, it's genuinely gotten to that point where things are just getting so expensive to to the point where it's not even like you can afford like a little treat for yourself. It's something that you genuinely have to save up for months, maybe even years, given the situation that some might be in. It's not good, especially with the economic situation of the world right now, where things are just going up. The cost of living is ridiculous now, and some people just cannot afford to drop $600 on a console, not to mention the games as well are absolutely ridiculous, and they're all going up in price as well. It's just not affordable, and I show great concern. I am very concerned about the future of the gaming industry, and we'll probably come back to this video years down the line to see where we're at, but as of now, things are not looking good. So yeah, make sure you guys leave a like on this video and subscribe. Comment your thoughts down below on what you guys think. Am I just being over dramatic, or do you genuinely think the gaming industry is kind of cooked right now? Let me know your thoughts, and yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out, everybody.